Hey YouTube family, Mike Jones here, back with another video on my channel where we talk about all things investing and personal finance with the genuine hope that we will be able to inspire someone to go ahead and get started with their financial freedom journey today. With that said, today we're going to go ahead and be talking about the stimulus check updates and everything that you need to know, all the details, all about that. And we'll be talking about all of that right after this. Hey YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. As I said, we're going to go ahead and get started with screen recording so we can talk about everything that's going on with the stimulus check updates and everything that you need to know, even the finite details. And so we'll get right into that right now. So this article is from CNN and it says stimulus payments to Americans are on the way, the government says. Americans can expect to start seeing $600 in their bank accounts immediately as the federal government's second round of stimulus checks is being sent out, the Treasury Department and the Internal Revenue Service said. The direct deposits will continue into next week, while paper checks will be mailed out beginning of Wednesday. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin on Tuesday said that the Treasury and the IRS are working with unprecedented speed to issue out the second round of payments. The COVID-19 relief package, which President Donald Trump signed Sunday evening, provides individuals who meet income limits with $600 and couples who meet income limits with $1,200 and eligible families with an additional $600 per child. The $600 is half of what Americans received in the first round of stimulus payments Congress approved back in March. It took 2 weeks after the first COVID-19 relief bill was passed for the IRS to start sending out the money, but some eligible recipients still haven't received it months later. An individual's most recent tax returns determines their eligibility for stimulus payment. Anyone who made under $75,000 as an individual or $150,000 as a couple would receive the full amount. In a statement Sunday, Trump signaled that he would only sign the second $900 billion COVID-19 relief package after securing a commitment from the Senate to consider legislation to increase the amount Americans receive to $2,000. The House of Representatives on Monday passed a measure to increase the stimulus payments to $2,000, but there is little hope that a standalone bill for increased payments will get a vote in the Senate due to most Senate Republicans' opposition. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell introduced legislation Tuesday combining increased stimulus payments with two of Trump's demands that Democrats are sure to oppose: a repeal of an online liability protections known as Section 230 and an establishment of commission to study voter fraud. With that said, we're going to actually move on to the some of the minor details that haven't been talked about in this bill. And for that, we're going to go to a text that I copied that kind of clears up what is all in the COVID-19 relief bill. So to clear up any confusion, there are two bills that came out. The first bill is the COVID stimulus bill of $900 billion. So $166 billion will be used in direct checks, another $120 billion in extra unemployment help. And that extra unemployment help will be that extra $300 for the next 10 weeks on top of whatever you get in your unemployment. You also have $325 billion in small business boost, $1.4 billion for the border wall, $20 million for new border processing coordinators, $15 billion for customs and border protection, $8 billion for immigration and customs enforcement, $840 million in emergency cash for ports, $45 billion in transportation aid, $13 billion to bolster food stamp benefits, $13 billion in direct payments to farmers, $20 billion for the purchase of the vaccines, another $9 billion for the vaccine distribution, $22 billion to help states with testing, $2 billion to help families with coronavirus-related funeral expenses, $25 billion in federal rental assistance, another $82 billion total for colleges and universities, $4 billion for the Governor's Relief Fund, $54 billion for public K-12 schools, $23 billion for higher education fund. We also have $10 billion in emergency cash for childcare, $1.3 billion in the forgiven federal student loans, $2.3 billion for the second Virginia class act, or $2.3 billion for the second Virginia class attack submarine, $7 billion to expand broadband access. And then you have the U.S. federal government spending bill, which is through September 2021 of $1.4 trillion. This is a bill that includes the $1 billion to the Smithsonian, $40 billion to the Kennedy Center, $154 billion to the National Gallery of Art, $167 million to the National Foundation of Arts and Humanities, $14 million to the Woodrow Wilson Center. Foreign aid packages include the $1.3 billion to Egypt, $700 million to Sudan, $453 million to Ukraine, $500 million to Israel, $130 million to Nepal, $135 million to Burma, $85.5 million to Cambodia, $25 million to, and then $1.4 billion to Asia RIA. With that said, there's actually one more thing that I want to talk about that hasn't really been disclosed in the bill too much, and this is the article that we'll be using from TechCrunch, and it says the new stimulus bill makes illegal streaming a felony. We've already written several stories about the new pandemic stimulus package that Congress approved yesterday, including funding for increased broadband access and for new energy initiatives. There are, however, other provisions that could also have serious implications for technology and the media worlds. For one thing, this bill includes a proposal from Senator Thom Tillis, a Republican from North Carolina, that would make illegal streaming for profit a felony rather than just a misdemeanor, with penalties up to 10 years of imprisonment. When Tillis released a draft of his proposal earlier this month, the Open Internet Intellectual Property nonprofit Public Knowledge released a statement arguing that there is no need for further criminal penalties for copyright infringement, but also saying that this bill is narrowly tailored and avoids criminalizing users and does not criminalize streamers who may include unlicensed works as part of their streams. Instead, it focuses on those who pirate for commercial gain. The bill also includes the CASE Act, which creates a new copyright claims board within the U.S. Copyright Office. This system has been compared to small claims court with the ability to adjudicate copyright claims and order payments up to $30,000. When the House of Representatives was debating the CASE Act, proponents defended it as giving independent artists an easier way to pursue copyright infringement claims, while groups like American Civil Liberties Union and Electronic Frontier Foundation said it could have a negative impact on the individual internet users. TechDirt's Mike Masnick argued yesterday that it will supercharge copyright trolling exactly at the time we need to fix the law to have less trolling. Now that the House and the Senate have approved the bill, it's going to President Donald Trump for his signature. Since the full text was only released yesterday, we can probably expect that plenty of more debate over its implications in the next weeks and months to come. So there's an update. Senator Tillis also issued a press release noting that the legislation was co-led by Senator Patrick Leahy, a Democrat from Vermont, and emphasizing that it will only apply to commercial for-profit streaming piracy services. The shift towards streaming content online has resulted in criminal streaming services illegally distributing copyrighted material that costs the U.S. economy nearly $30 billion every year, and discourages the production of creative content that Americans enjoy. Tillis said in the statement, "I am proud of this common sense legislation that was drafted with the input of creators, users groups, and technology companies will become law so we can target criminal organizations and ensure that no individual streamer has to worry about the fear of prosecution." So with that said, we're going to go ahead and end the screen recording. And I just wanted to go ahead and bring this news to you. If you haven't already, it would be wonderful if you'd go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe. If you haven't and joined our financial freedom journey, that would be really awesome. If not, that's okay, but just leave a comment down below on what you thought about this news. With that said, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you, and God bless.